I have been in this game for an hour. I've already started playing. I've been in it for an hour, and it is the sickest game I've ever played. It's incredible. Let's get straight into it. Playing at the Venetian, amazing poker room. It's just incredible. Let's check it out.
All right, guys, I don't like to spoil vlogs normally, but here is a spoiler. This is the best cash game vlog anyone's ever created in the history of cash game vlogs. So strap in, it's going to be amazing. Starting off with Anna Kornikova in the small blind. We're playing 5-5. The $10 straddle is on, and the cutoff is raised to $30. She's a reggy looking lady. Button is going to make the call, and I naturally squeeze. I make it $140 to go. Cutoff is going to make the call. Button gets out the way. We go heads up to our first flop of the day, and it comes down King 7-6 with two clubs. Great start here with top pair, top kicker. I bet out for $100. After a few seconds, she makes the call. Turn is another king to give me a really nice three of a kind here, and I see no reason not to keep betting. I bet out for $375. Action is on my opponent. She doesn't fold. She does not call. She raises. She makes it $800 to go. Really surprised by this. I've bought in for 2K. She's got me covered, so it's not like she's close to all in here. We've got a couple of different options. Option one is to just call, and if she's got like a crazy bluff, let her just blast it off. Option two is to move all in, commit her draws, but if she is bluffing here with a hand like, 10-9 or something like that, we just let her fold. I think about this for a very long time, but in the end, I decide to go with option one. I just call just in case she wants to blast off. So I make the call, and we see a 9 roll off on the river. It doesn't complete the flush. I check it on over to my opponent. She very quickly checks back. I turn over my ace-king. Obviously, it's good. And I'm dragging in a really nice pot to start us off here. Maybe we should just shove and commit her draws, but I don't mind just calling just in case she's able to bluff. She's putting a raise on the turn where most people wouldn't, so she's certainly proving herself capable. But yeah, really nice start here. I did buy in for 2K. I've got 3.1K in my stack after just one hand. Love the chips here at the Venetian. And after this hand, there's a young guy who's going to buy into the game. Really nice kid from Alabama. He's very intoxicated. Also, apparently, he's the luckiest poker player in the world. He's going to play 80% of the hands that are dealt to him, and he's going to win about 99% of them. Just a lot of fun to play with. It's absolutely crazy. You guys will see what I mean. I've got the worst seat here. I've got the seat to his right, so I'm going to have to get a little creative, shall we say, to get into pots with this guy. Next hand of note, I've got King 4 of spades in the straddle. I actually nearly didn't play this hand because I really needed the bathroom, but I decided to hold it in for one more orbit. The player to my left, the loosest goose of all time, he's going to limp in for $10. Middle position is a tilted non-pro. He is going to raise it on up to $70. Button makes the call, and it's a little loose, but I want to play with the limper, so I make the call here at the straddle, and naturally the limper just gets out the way. Didn't expect that. We're going to go three ways to the flop here, and it comes down King Jack 9 with two hearts. I've got top pair. I check it on over to middle position. He bets out for $95. Button is going to get out the way and could maybe just fold this, but he is a little steamed up, so I decide to make the call, see what happens on the turn. Glad I do make the call because the turn is the 4 of clubs to give me two pair. Check it on over to my opponent. Kind of happy to see him check this one back, to be honest. River is the 4 of hearts. I've gone runner, runner, full house, and what's more, the front door flush is completed. Couple of different options here. We can bet out big, we can bet out small, or we can check. I decide to check, and I'm delighted it doesn't blow up in my face. My opponent is going to take a stab here. He bets out for $240. I am dreaming of Vegas and the effing Venetian as I fake tank, and I put in the raise. I make it $1,125 to go. Action is back on my opponent, and he fairly quickly moves all in. I did not expect that. I am like, whoa. What has just happened? I should have just gone to the bathroom, to be honest with you. I asked for a count, and it's 2.1K total now. My opponent is not the check back a set on the turn kind of guy, so I don't think he's ever got a full house here. So it doesn't make much sense, but I sigh, I make the call. My opponent's got ace queen with the ace of hearts. He's got no pair. He's gone for the blocker bluff. And I am dragging in this huge pot. I did not expect to see a bluff. I am delighted with that. And after 37 minutes here, I am up 3.5K. This game is absolutely insane. Next up, we've got a PLO double board bomb pot, three-way all in. It's one of the craziest hands I've ever seen. Nobody's got anything, and they're just rifling money in and stuff like that. It was an absolute mess. Massive shout out to the dealer for being able to sort this out so quickly. I tell you, if I was in the box, it would have taken me about an hour to sort all this out. But three absolute nonsense hands. They're all in, and the young guy to my left is scooping it in. He is sun running hard. My stack is nice, but I'm loving the way he's stacking his stack up. There's no method to the madness. It's all over the place. I am patiently waiting to get into a pot versus him. He's playing almost every hand. He's limp calling any amount. He's winning every pot, and he's just destroying the table. I am loving it. It's so much fun, and I cannot wait to play a pot with him. I'm doing my best. And maybe I'll get the chance to do so when I look down at King 10 offsuit on the button. Cutoff has just lost a big pot. He's going to raise it on up to $70. The straddle is on. This is definitely not a standard call here on the button, but I want to play with the loosest goose of all time, the small blind, so I make the call on the button, and naturally, the small blind just gets out the way. Guys, I promise you, he's playing every hand. I don't know why the two pots that I've been involved, he's folded, but every other hand, he's in there seeing a flop. But we're going to go heads up to the flop here versus the cutoff. And it comes down Jack 8-5 rainbow. Not really what we were looking for. Cutoff is an older fella. He's a bit steamed up from losing that bomb pot hand. He's going to check it on over to me. And that means I put him on ace-king. And I'm going to take a stab and see if I can make ace-king fold. I bet out for $100. Unfortunately, it's not going to work. My opponent makes the call. Turn is the queen of clubs. I've now got that open-ended straight draw working for me. And when my opponent checks it on over to me again, I think we got to bet again. See if we can make a hand like ace-king fold. I bet out for $275. And again, my opponent is going to make the call. Going to need a lot of help here. And there it is. The river is an ace. Runner, runner, perfect again. What's more, my opponent reaches for chips and leads into me for $500. I did not expect that. I am loving it. I've got the nuts. I announce that I'm all in, and my opponent very quickly makes the call. I turn over my cards. He can't beat it. He shows pocket jacks, and when I show king 10, he actually glares at me whilst literally grinding his teeth. Remember, this guy is sitting right next to me. I don't love this, to be honest. I very firmly tell him, look, it's not my fault. It makes it a bit awkward, but I don't care. I'm not going to let some dude like gnash his teeth at me or whatever. But anyway, huge pot coming my way. A little uncomfortable with the guy glaring at me and grinding his teeth, but a really nice pot coming my way. And I am up 5.4K after just 90 minutes of grinding. I've got 7.5K in my stack. The guy to my left has got me covered. This is insane. Rather devastatingly, though, they're going to color him up. I was loving his mess of chips. So I'm kind of sad to see that they're bringing over racks and like sorting it all out and stuff like that. Next up, I've got Jack 10 offsuit in the big blind. Under the gun is the loose goose. He raises it on up to $15. No straddle this hand. A European reg is going to make it $50 to go in middle position. Action is on me in the big blind, and I cold call. You guys are not going to love that. But like I said, I just want to play with this loose goose any way possible. So I make the call here. Obviously not standard, but I want to play a 10K pot at 5-5. Loose goose is going to make the call as well. We go three ways to the flop. It comes down king 9 deuce rainbow. Decent start here. I've got a gut shot to the nuts. So when it does check round, I'm fully expecting a queen on the turn. And there she is. I have turned the nuts. What is going on today? I check it on over to under the gun. He bets out for $50. Middle position is going to make the call, and I make it $500 to go. This is just street poker right here, right now. The guy is super drunk. He's not folding a pair or a gut shot, and I'm just trying to get max value from whatever under the gun has got. He very quickly gets out of the way. I don't think he had anything. Middle position is going to fold as well. What a crazy hand. Cold calling the 3-bet. Check raising huge. Turning the nuts. Unfortunately for me, though, both players just get out the way. I'm going to grind it out for another hour or so. Unfortunately, no hands of note. I cannot get into any more spots versus this player. And I'm just so hungry that I'm going to have to tap the table and go and eat. Devastatingly, I wanted to stay in the game. But me and my housemates are off for a steak. Big shout out to my buddy JP. He's got comps for days because he grinds online and he's able to buy his dinner. Obviously getting a dessert as well. Absolutely delicious dinner. I love the food in Vegas. You got to treat yourself sometimes. And just a couple of days later, I am back at the Venetian once again playing 5-5, buying in for $2,000. Game looks really good, and no better way to start the session than looking down at pocket aces in the cutoff. I'm going to raise it on up to $30 because the straddle is on. Small blind makes the call. Straddle makes the call as well. We go three ways to the flop. It comes down 6-4 deuce rainbow. Not the best flop in the world. And versus one, maybe two pros, I would consider checking aces here. But versus two non-pros, I bet out for $50. Both players are just going to fold. A little anticlimactic to just win a small pot with pocket aces. But I guess it is better than losing a really big pot. Couple of hands later, I've got 7-6 of hearts in middle position. I raise it on up to $30. Straddle is going to make the call. And we go heads up to the flop. It comes down 10-9 deuce with two hearts. I've got a straight flush draw here. If the 8 of hearts rolls off, I've got a straight flush. So I'm definitely going to see bet here. I bet out for $40. After a few seconds, the straddle makes the call. Turn is an offsuit 5. No immediate help to me, but we've got so much equity here that I decide to bet again, this time for $200. And after a few seconds, after check calling the flop, my opponent now check raises. He makes it $600 to go. Really, really suspicious of this, to be honest, because what wants to check raise on the turn that didn't want to check raise on the flop? A hand like 9-5 or 10-5? Those are the only value combos that I can think of, but still, this does look very strong, so I decide I'm going to just call, see if I can realize my equity. If I don't, I'm just going to fold. So I do make the call, $1,300 in the middle. Can we get there? Nope, it is an offsuit 3. My opponent bets out for $600. Kind of a weird size on the river for my opponent, but I've got 7 high. There's nothing I can do. I just let it go. Couple of pots going against me. I have no idea how, but after 90 minutes in this game, I'm down $1,600. Just so many small and medium-sized pots not going my way. Maybe that'll change, though, when I look down at ace-king offsuit in the straddle. Middle position is going to raise it on up to $30. The low jack is going to make it $100 to go, and I am going to cold 4-bet out the straddle. I make it $275 to go. Middle position folds, but the low jack decides to make the call here. We're going to go heads up to the flop with about $600 in there. And it comes down 7-5-3 with 2 hearts. I've not got that run good magic that I had in the first session of this episode, but still, I do decide to c-bet. I bet out for $240, and after a few seconds, my opponent makes the call. Turn is an offsuit 8, no help to me whatsoever, but I've got that ace of hearts, which means I can bluff on heart rivers, so I decide to bet again, repping a huge hand as I bet out for $540. And it's going to get the job done. Really happy that my opponent just lets it go, and I am able to blast my way out of this spot, and I drag in my first nice pot of the session. So this is my last hand at this table. I've got a tray full of beers and a weird whiskey shot thing, and I'm moving across to the new 510. All these beers are not mine. My buddy Ross is having a couple of drinks with me. Quick spoiler alert, I'm going to be chugging beers all night long. It's going to reflect in the quality of my play. Guys and girls, don't judge me, just enjoy it. First hand of note at 510, I pick up pocket jacks in early position. I raise it on up to $50 because the straddle is on. I get 2 callers here, and we see the flop come down. King, jack, deuce with a flush draw. That's what I'm talking about. I see bet for $60, and... yes! Give me that big pot. Let's go. Very anticlimactic to just take it down there. I was hoping for a little bit of action, but maybe we'll get a little more action when I look down at pocket kings. Early position is raised it on up to $30, and I put in the re-raise. I make it $105 to go. Action is back on EP, and he is going to make the call here. Flop comes down 10-4-3 with 2 spades. Relatively decent here for my pocket king, so I decide to c-bet for $110. And after a few seconds, my opponent makes the call. Turn is the 5 of spades. Not the best turn in the world. Lots of draws have just completed. My opponent checks it on over to me, and I decide to just check this one back here. River is a queen, and my opponent very quickly bets out. He bets out for $400. Now, I've had a lot of beers. I'm quite proud of myself for this fold. You know, even if you're drunk or sober, if you know you're beat, you got to just fold. A pretty nitty opponent. He's not been out of line so far. And a big, big bet on this texture fairly quickly. I don't think my kings are good, so I lay them down. Very next hand, I'm going to pick up ace-jack of spades. I raise it on up to $30. No straddle again. Button is going to put in the re-raise here. He makes it $100 to go. My combo is a nice 4-bet candidate, so I roll the RNG. It lands on call, and I just make the call. We go heads up to the flop. It comes down jack 9-3 with 1 spade. Decent start here. Top pair, top kicker. I check it on over to my opponent. He bets out for $100. And I'm obviously not going anywhere. I go ahead and make the call. Turn is an offsuit 4. I check it on over to my opponent. And when he checks back, I've basically always got the best hand now. The deuce on the river changes absolutely nothing. I guess ace-5 gets there, but that's going to barrel on the turn a lot. So I decide to bomb it here. I bet out for $525. This is an overbet. I'm trying to get max value. And after about 90 seconds of tanking, my opponent makes the call. Let's go. I have no idea how much I'm up or down as I'm dragging in this pot. The beers are flowing. The overbet value bets are getting called. Life is good. Next up is a very enjoyable hand versus my buddy Ross. It starts out with me telling a main event bust-out hand from a couple of years ago. Let's just play the clip.
Samantha Abernathy on the button. Do you know who she is? She's a very good female straddle, right? Very good female tournament player. We'll talk after that.
Yeah,
Let me stack you first.
Raise 175.
I am leaving in about an hour, just so you know.
I'd say no.
I will see you at 175.
Cool. Heads up.
And I will... 10 dark.
At 10. You just don't.
Solve that.
That's a call.
Oh shit! It works! Your move works!
I bet 10 again.
Oh, this is really shit because I've got a good hand.
Check.
Check. 225.
Put that in your solver.
Trap. I mean, call.
Heads up.
What have you got, Gary? You got
I need a 7.
You need a 7.
Check.
Check.
Well,
I'm sweating on it.
your hand can't be that strong. You only called 10 on the flops.
Yeah, 400.
If you raise, you think what Glenn do put me in?
Fold. Show me ace king. Go on.
What a fucking nit!
Oh, Jackson, Jack. Oh my God, you folded? What? Fold
at me!
I'll put him on a flush. A ridiculous hand from start to finish. I thought I was beat. I didn't actually put him on a flush. I was just saying that for some banter. And he has the other 2 jacks. It's absolute madness. The madness is going to keep on coming. Next up, it's a ridiculous hand. I've got 8-7 of hearts in the straddle. Cutoff raises to $60. He's a very ABC non-pro. Big blind is going to make the call. We'll say he's a quite tight non-pro, shall we say. And I come along from the ride at the straddle. I make the call. We go 3 ways to the flop. It comes down 10-6-3 with 2 hearts. Really good start here. I've got a really nice combo draw. And what's more, the small blind bets out for $100. Could definitely raise this, but we've got the other player behind, so I decide to just call. And middle position is going to throw out a chunky raise. He makes it $475 to go. Small blind is going to make the call here. And suddenly this is quite gross. I cover both players, but they've each got about 2K behind after the raise and the call. So what the heck do we do here? Do we just shove and run it and try and realize our equity? Are we worried about either player having a bigger flush draw? If we get it in here versus like King, Queen of Hearts or Ace, Jack of Hearts, it's an absolute disaster. This is a really tough spot. All 3 options are on the table. And when you're 10 Coronas deep, it's borderline impossible. I decide to just make the call here. This pot is escalating. Just stick a 9 out there, dealer, one time. Unfortunately, it's the deuce of diamonds on the turn. We check it on over to the cutoff, who suspiciously decides to check this one back. We've got a chance of hitting the river, but it is a king, not what we were looking for at all. Big blind checks. And I don't even really consider bluff jamming here. I don't want to ruin my buzz by getting called if I move all in. So I check it on over to the cutoff, and he moves all in. Big blind is deep in the tank. This is very painful for me because obviously I'm just folding here. Eventually the big blind gets out of the way. I snap fold, and the cutoff is getting ready to show his cards. He's got Queen Jack offsuit. I did not expect that. Sir, I doff my cap to you. Very, very nice hand. Really crazy line from the cutoff here, but it's worked out perfectly for him. He's able to drag in a really nice pot. Now, if you guys think that hand is crazy, this next hand will blow your face off. Unfortunately, my camera is going to die halfway through. It must have been on the Coronas as well. Low Jack has raised it on up to $30. Button is going to put in the re-raise. He makes it $110 to go. I've got pocket deuces in the small blind. I decide to cold call. Remember, I've had a lot of beers. I'm having a lot of fun. Original Razor is going to make the call as well. And the flop comes down 9-4 deuce rainbow. Let's go. Button is going to bet out for $200. I decide to set the trap. I just call. And the low jack calls as well. Turn is at 8. Nothing really changes. I check. Low jack checks. And unfortunately, the button is just going to check it on back. This is where my camera dies just before we see the river. It is a king. And then this hand just absolutely explodes. I think this is a really good river to check raise. So I check. Low jack is going to bet out for $300. Button makes it $700 to go. I move all in for 2.2K. The low jack fucking snap calls. The button fucking snap calls. I'm like, okay, set over set over set. The low jack actually starts to turn over his hand. He's got 8-7 suited for 2 pair. The button shakes his head and can't beat it. And my pocket deuces are good. What a crazy hand. I'm devastated that my camera stopped working halfway through, but I drag in the pot. I'm able to take a couple of pictures. My chips are an absolute mess. I'm trying to find a cable to charge my phone, trying to get another Corona. It's absolutely frantic. And before I can start recording again, just 1 minute later, I've got pocket queens in pre-flop versus ace king for 1.3K each. We're running it twice. There's 2.6K in the middle. Let's see if we can hold. You want to just chop it up now? I'm just
Where are you going to?
You're going to run or chop it? Oh no. We said shot, right?
All that money. What do you
Hang on a second, let me hold the second time.
How many times do you have to hold it one time?
No.
I'm never gonna run it.
Mamacita!
It's just my money coming back. It's coming back.
This hand was versus the guy who had 2 pair in the last hand. Shout out to my opponent. He was an absolute legend. Told me he was going to take me to Mexico for some real Mexican food. Buddy, if you're watching, I am absolutely in for that, my friends. If I had to lose a little back to anyone, I was delighted it was this guy who was an absolute legend all night. But yeah, moving back on to the next hand. I finally get the camera back up and running.
Straddle to 80.
As you can see, having a great night, lots of fun. Next up, I've got King, Queen of Spades in the straddle. The $40 straddle is on. I'm in the 20, and the cutoff raises it on up to $140. Now, if I put in the 3-bet here, I have to make it like 500, and if he jams for 2K, I have to fold. I don't want to fold King, Queen, so I make the call in the straddle. Double straddle is going to call as well. That's my buddy Ross, and we go 3 ways to the flop. It comes down Queen, 8-3 rainbow. Really good start here with top pair, good kicker. I check, double straddle checks, and the original razor checks back. Turn is an offsuit deuce, nothing changes, and I bet out for $280, starting to try and build a pot here. Double straddle is going to make the call here. Original razor gets out the way, and we see a jack roll off on the river. It's not my favorite river in the deck, and something feels off to me, so I check it on over to my opponent, and he bets out for $400. I don't feel great about this. Something feels off. He is talking to me. He's a very good player. He's giving me some speech play, but he could be bluffing. There's hands like ace-4, ace-5, 5-4. So I decide to just flick in the call. He could also have worse for value, so I make the call.
Fuck you have. I have Queen Jack.
Oh, you...
You've got ace. You've got King Queen. Yeah.
He's got Queen Jack of diamonds for a river 2 pair. What an annoying river that is. The J-boy banging off to give him 2 pair. Finally able to count my profit after this hand. I'm still up for the night, but not as much as I was. I'm only up about $700 or so. I was probably up about 3K at one point after that deuces hand, but still the grind goes on. So next up, the straddle is on here. Under the gun doesn't see. He's a new player to the game, and let's just say he's not my favorite person in the world. He's a drunk, obnoxious guy. He is going to put in the raise under the gun to $35. Easy 3-bet, of course, when you don't like a player. I make it $100 to go. The dealer then sees that he's made it 35, and she makes him make it 40. I say that I still want to re-raise to 100. So he's raised to 40. I've made it 100 because I don't like this guy. Small blind is going to cold call my 100, and the original razor is going to call as well. We go 3 ways to the flop here. It comes down King Jack 3 with 2 clubs. Checks on over to me. Decent board for my range. I've got second pair. Why not? I bet out for $110. The cold caller gets out the way, and under the gun makes the call. Remember, I do not like this player. Turn is a 9, and my opponent reaches for chips and then checks. Versus a recreational player, I will die on this hill. That is the weakest tell of all time. So I check it back, planning to call basically every river. And the river is a 6. My opponent bets out for $500. I know I've got this guy beat. Unreal tell on the turn. I very quickly call. I'm just so sure that I'm good. And he's got Queen 9 of hearts. Let's go. Your boy Gazzy got them live reads. This is a really enjoyable hand. This guy was being horrible to the dealer. I just wanted to own him, and I have managed to do so. Jack 7 of hearts, 3-bet, bet flop, check back turn, snap call river. Give me that pot. Next up, I've got 7 deuce offsuit. The $40 straddle is on. Naturally, I've raised to $125 in the hijack. I'm 168 coronas deep at this point. Guys, just go with it. The $20 straddle makes the call. The $40 straddle makes the call. We go 3 ways to the flop. And again, it comes down Queen 8-3 rainbow. Same as the last hand. Checks on over to me, and versus 2 players, I've done enough damage with 7 deuce. I decide to just check it on back. Turn is a king. That's a very bluffable turn if you ask me. It checks on over to me, and I rep the ace king. I bet out for $275. The $20 straddle makes the call, and the $40 straddle gets out the way. River's a 4. Nothing really changes, and I confidently bet out again, this time for $500. My opponent quickly picks up his cards. He's got Queen Jack. He says he can't call. He thinks I've got it, and he folds. Am I good enough to play 7 deuce like this and not windmill it? Absolutely not. I flip it over. On its back it goes. I just can't resist the temptation to show. Before we move on to the next hand, I want to quickly talk about Mr. Jacka's bust-out hand from the main event where he 3-bet 7 deuce. I judged this guy a lot for the way he played his 7 deuce, But who am I to judge? I'm in here raising it on up and playing the 7 deuce myself and stuff like that. So, Mr. Jacka, you and I are the same, my friend. Just a cooler unlucky. Anyway, I'm going to grind it out for another 45 minutes or so after this hand before eventually tapping the table. It is a mission to rack everything up, but I somehow manage. I head across to the cashier, booking a very nice win after a very fun session. Apparently, 20 minutes after I left, the game broke. Make from that what you will.
All right, guys, we are all done. As you're probably able to decipher from the session you've just seen, I had a lot of beers tonight, a lot of beers. I played like an idiot, but I had a lot of fun in the process, so I have no regrets. Yeah, I had an amazing time. I'm going to go eat a lot of food. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to go home and go to sleep, and it's going to be wonderful. So let's check out the late night, 1:45 a.m. late night scram. Let's check it out.